Today I'm talking about an advanced topic. Yes, I've been trying to address slots enthusiasts like you that have found me very recently because you've had some slots experiences you don't understand and Googled it to find my videos, website posts, podcast episodes. So I hope you don't mind that I'm about to throw you into the deep end of the pool, figuratively speaking. If you've taken my online course, you know about my slots gambling strategies. You also know what happens naturally after learning them. You can't help but start combining them for better results. This is the advantage of learning from a course process that helps you get better at slots. In my book, Learning to Win, I talk about combining strategies. In it, I had only 7 strategies instead of the 10 I have now. I remember considering writing about only those strategies that combined well, but because I'm on my own slots journey, just like you, I instead decided to be thorough and also mention that those distractions from cats. But I remember considering writing about only those strategies that combine well, but instead I decided to be thorough and also mention those that were in direct opposition to one another, that were mutually exclusive. So if you go to, let me share with you my website, professorslots.com, and you can go to a page that I have made called professorslots.com/forums. This is for people who read my book, but listen to my book through the audio program, the audio recording, 8 hours, and they don't have access to the tables. And so I made this table available to everybody under professorslots.com/forums. Okay. So this is the strategies and the names I had for the strategies. I look at these names for the strategies, and I'm so much better at marketing. I still have a long way to go, but I had this long name for strategy 1: win immediately at a slot machine, then nothing, a cheap way to win. Now I call it the 5 pull method, or 5, excuse me, that's the old one, 5 spin method. And so, yes, there's advantages and disadvantages to each. I know this is very small. If you're looking at a phone or an iPad, it's hard to read, but it is professorslots.com/forums, and you can always find it there. But I made a thorough check of all the strategies that I had there, all 7 that I was using at the time. And, it shows combinations that work well together. In my book, I called these combinations powerful, then strong for good strategies, then medium and minor for weaker combos. For the 7 strategies I discussed in the book, there are 6 powerful strategies, powerful combinations, 8 strong combinations, 6 medium combinations, and 4 minor combinations. It's years late, but these things, and tell me what you think of this, but these days I think I should have named them grand, major, minor, mini, after progressive jackpot, so you knew what value each one had. Combining these strategies is a thing that happens. Just because you're new to my content doesn't mean you can't do this when choosing which slot machines to play. But maybe it would help if I gave you an inflatable arm floaty before throwing you into the pool. Yes? So let's go over combining my 5 spin strategy with other strategies. Oh, and some of what I'll be talking about won't be in the book because my latest strategies aren't in the book. Further analysis revealed them after I wrote the book. These are implied in the book, but not explicitly stated. So, but first, let me acknowledge a few donations as well as check in with the live chat to briefly say hello. So, first off, let me switch back. And Magpie11, thank you so much for your donation. It is very much appreciated. This is a super chat, which is available at the bottom of the chat window if you're here live. And the little $sign where you can go through this and donate. It can be a little rough if you haven't set up a card, a way to pay, but that is possible to do that there. Or if you're watching this later, which most people do, you can go to professorslots.com/donate. I got an email message, a YouTube comment from, and I won't look it up, but should have had that ready. But last night, people were contacting me from Mandalay Bay on one of my videos and said, "We're all doing it. We're all here tonight. We're all winning. Thank you so much for your most recent video, the one I had on combining strategy 1 and strategy 7, win, walk away, return later." And they're just like, or was it location? The details of the comment are available, but on YouTube. But they were all just like, "We're all winning. Thanks a lot." And I'm grateful and I'm happy. Would a $20 tip kill you? But but letting that go. And also thank you for Chuck, who has also offered a super chat. He says, "Morning, all." And Chuck is a regular donator and very much not only of his blood, but of his money to the show. Not his blood to the anyway, I'm getting caught up in this. Thank you so much, both Magpie 11 and Chuck, for your donations. It is very much appreciated. Right. Let's see here. And I have a couple of questions already. I wanted to take them now. Last week we talked about players club cards and some of the ins and outs of that. We have a few questions from last time, so I'll quickly go over those. Union Betty, it's a two-part question. Good morning. My question this morning has to do with promotions. I noticed that at the casinos we frequent, my wife and I have the same card level, but consistently we get, when we get flyers, and part two, that are free play is higher than mine. I'm happy to get free play, but why the difference between husband and wife? And there's a follow-up question. People are asking, why is that? It's the same thing with my wife and I. From Wes, good question. I noticed the same thing with my wife. And then there's a related question. These are all kind of coming at once. And they were talking, as if you're in the live chat, it's not available after the show. It's only available during the show. So it's half the content seems like it's in the live chat. But Tina says that sort of have the same problem. Differences, I go all the time. My husband goes maybe once or twice a year. Yet the flyers the casino send him are better perks than they send me. Okay. So how this works is it's complicated. It's involved. It's a program. Okay. Let's take a step back and talk about you going to the grocery store and you have a grocery store card on your keychain, perhaps, or on an app on your phone. And you use it when you buy your groceries. Well, they know a record of what you like to buy. So if they have a discount on something that you buy, they will offer it up in various ways. Okay. A lot of people don't fill out the home address part of that. They don't go online and register it. But what you can do is there's other printers besides the receipt printer at the checkout, and they'll spit out a coupon or something that maybe next time you would use that. This is all part of that system. Well, you can imagine the casino player's card being something like that. Well, the grocery store says, we've got some fruit that's going to expire, or we have some cans of food that are going to expire, and we have, we want to get rid of that inventory before to sell that inventory before we lose, throw it away or return it. And so they would offer a discount on some things which were getting close to the expiration date. And, be it bread, be it whatever. And this kind of concept you could look at from the point of Players Club cards. If you go all the time to the casino and your husband doesn't go to the casino very often, once or twice a year, who does a casino want to get to who does a casino want to get there more often? Who has money to spend? If you're coming there every day, what are they going to do? Ask you to come twice a day? That's harder. And they recognize it's harder. But if they can get somebody who comes 3-4 times a year to come 3-4 times a month, then that's worth giving them bigger bonuses, bigger comps. And so they're trying to get more money, and they feel the second person can get more money. Now, when it's not that big of a difference, if you and your wife or your husband, your spouse I to the casino together all the time, or your play habits are different. I was at Firekeepers. I was at MGM Grand, the last couple of casinos. It was the last two. No, it was the last two of the last three. I also went to Hard Rock Cincinnati in between. I didn't report on that. It's just an old favorite and local, but just checking it out. But at MGM Grand and at Firekeepers, they started talking to me about, I was asking questions about the Players Club, and they were talking to me about just how many points. I asked, how many points did I get? Well, if you stay at the hotel, you get bonuses. And if you spend a lot of money, of course you get that. But if you move around to a lot of machines, then there's like a formula for how often do you move and how much do you space to play. So let's just call all this player habits. Player habits have a different result, and the casino prefers some over others. And it might be that they feel this behavior could be different, in which someone would play more. And so they would, promote that to try to get people to come in more often, give them some rewards. And they're trying to change behavior, taking somebody who goes once through, 3-4 times a year and trying to change that to 3-4 times a month. That's obvious. But if they're trying to, change your way of playing slot machines, they're trying to do it in such a way that it's better for them. Maybe you stick with the same machines, and maybe I know that's the case for some of you, and girlfriends, spouses will have a different behavior, and the casino looks at that and says, we want to try to push it towards this behavior because we make more money with this other behavior. Too much time spent walking, not enough time spent sitting, right? When you go from machine to machine. So they've been the casinos have been telling me about this, and they talk about a formula and all of that. So this is about comps. And do I know? Yeah, I don't have the data. I don't have the data to know what kind of behavior works better. I suspect that if you sit at a machine and just spend money, that's more likely to make the casino happier, because odds are it's a losing machine, because they primarily we have a spammer again I was so happy to see the spammer that is currently active was unavailable the last couple of weeks. It's because YouTube shut down access to Russia. Because I had investigated this spammer that you may not be able to see. Thank you, Paula, for taking care of it. And it's mostly Russian-based hackers trying to hack you, or whatever they're promoting. And it's like XXX is not what actually they're promoting. It's actually trying to hack you. if you click their links and go there and all that. So it's a business, but apparently it's a Russia business, and now they found a workaround for it because they were gone for the last couple of weeks. That was awesome. Thank you, Paula. Everybody thank Paula. Her sister at the wedding called her my guard dog, but I don't know if that's necessarily nice of her sister. So answered that question, and let's get back. So I'll check on more questions in a moment. I wouldn't want to use them all up. So, right, where are we at? Good. So thank you again for the donations. Very much appreciated. I think I caught all of them. Yes, I think so. Yes. Okay, good. I want to make sure I do recognize everybody. Hey, Kitty. Okay, that was excellent. So consider taking my online course for improving your slots play, 30 days to play slots smarter and win. With it, you'll get lifetime access, a free copy of my book, Learning to Win, and spreadsheet templates for slots record keeping for income tax preparation purposes, something maybe you're thinking about, and gameplay analysis. You'll also get a 1-month free membership to my Slots Enthusiast Growth Network, where you'll get community support and accountability. 30 days to play slots smarter and win is discounted at 50% off. Let me show you the website for that. That is the website. And if you go to the purchase page, that is where it is. So professorslots.com/30 days. It's, to 30 day, professorslots.com /30 days to learn more about this well-received course, including a full description of its contents as well as testimonials. I'll slide down here and I'll show you the course curriculum. You can expand each of these to see what each day holds and what the topic is of that day. And so to help you get grounded and help you look at these individual strategies. So combining the strategies is something we're talking about today. I also put this link into the video description, but let's get back to combining my 5-spin slot strategies. Oops, I want to make sure I recognize and where are you? You are here. Thank you, Russell. Very much appreciate your donation. Thank you so much. Okay, so, okay. And maintenance, yep, need 3 hands here. Okay, so, by the way, if you are on Professor Slots Enthusiasts on the Facebook group, private Facebook group, all of you, please like this video. If you can, share it. If you're on YouTube watching this, please share it. If you're on Facebook, it can't be shared anywhere other than John Friedel, Professor Slots, because that's a public page. And I'm sharing it to, I think, 5 other groups, which are private. And this is to protect you. So only people who are members can see what you post about your winnings. I wouldn't want your spouse to know if you didn't want your spouse to know, or your family and all the others. So I made that private a year and a half ago when I set all these state-by-state Facebook groups up, as well as my main Professor Slots Enthusiasts, 18,000 members. So if you have a comment, I will check for it later. But I'm trying to see if all this technology works to send it to 5 Facebook groups and 1 Facebook page, and see if I can get on Facebook Watch, and then, of course, YouTube. So next time, if this all works out, I'll add another 5 and I'll add another 5. And maybe at some point I'll have my 57 groups and the 58th Facebook page. And we'll see how my technology supports that. And got in before the Sun Barker is your name. Super sticker of saying woot, which we can't see on the screen, but I can see on the chat. Thank you so much for the $20 donation. It is very much appreciated. Thank you. Right. So because of my book, Learning to Win, also comes in audio format. These forms are available that I was showing you. So let's take a little look at that. I know that it's unfortunate how small this is, and I think I had a cameo of my cat visiting, but we'll move that aside. If I were to zoom in here, let's see if I can do that to help people who are on small screens. Boom, 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 boom. That's a little bit. All right. So there's the strategies are above here, 1 through 7, which I used then. And then there's these bolded, powerful stratagems, and there's these italicized, strong stratagems, and these are the ones that combine well. And then I have others like the mediums and the minors up here, and then others are, just obliterate anything else that if you have like strategy 1 and then 2 is progressive, 2 is what is that? Is that comps or progressive? 2 is progressives, 3 is comps, and strategy 1 is just wipes those 2 out. And so it's dominant, as I put it. So these are all details you can find in the book or on the webpage, and check each one. There are many of the powerful ones, and that's what I wanted to go over today. Those that basically combine well with my first strategy, the 5 spin method. So we'll focus on talking about that because that's where that's about what we have time for. So let's go through that. Yes, I talked about. Let's get started in a easy way. Before I throw you in the deep end of a backyard pool while wearing your arm floaties, let's, what combines well with my 5 spin method? The most powerful of all combinations in my experience has been to combine it with something I only mention in strategy 6. This is the strategy 6 is the 3 high limit tricks that I talk about. And one of them is a way to use the 5 spin strategy. And basically, just to take it easy on you, not to throw you in the deep end of the pool right away, play a slot machine showing a win. That's it. That's the combination. Make 5 bets on a slot machine showing a win. Playing a slot machine showing a win is something most slots enthusiasts think is the wrong thing to do. They think, well, it's given out its jackpot, and now it's going to be a long time before that happens again. That's not what I think. Yes, it could have been a lightning strike, a fully luck-based win, but it also could have been a winning machine, right? It won. Maybe it was the first of several. Maybe it's not done yet. So make 5 bets and see if you win anything. To continue with the pool metaphor, this is kiddie pool stuff. And yes, you've had questions about if playing idle machines is a strategy. I'm working on a video on that topic for you. I hope to publish it soon. Last month, basically, thank you for the support for the donations. Wow. Paula's like doing her job today. I really have to give her like a 50% raise. How much do we pay you now? Nothing. Wow. Okay. So, it's very distracting. I guess that's the point. Kiddie pool stuff is to play idle slot machines. I'm currently working on a video for that. Last month, I uploaded 15 public videos on YouTube. It wasn't every other day. I went like 7-10 days in a row, and then a few others during the month. This month, I've challenged myself to produce twice as many. one video a day. And that's so many, there's just so many things to talk about. So please wish me luck. But, so we talked about making 5 bets on a machine showing a win, because it could also be not just one win, but many wins. And lots of slots enthusiasts, is what the video will be about later, will be about, which is lots of slots enthusiasts say, oh, no, I'm not going to play that. And so it just sits there for days. I've watched them play for days, and I'll talk about that in another video. Let's keep going. So let's jump into a bigger pool. Not too much bigger, not yet. How about a above ground pool, right? Doesn't even have a way to launch yourself. It's all no deep end. But you better have your inflatable floaties for that. Consider my strategy location, location, location combined with my 5 spin approach, my 5 spin method. You've heard me, I just want to make sure you've heard me talk about this in another video. I had included it as a bonus to my 5 spin method. One of the videos that I did on that was a follow-up video where I talked about this. If your casino doesn't give you a break-even or better return when using my 5 spin method, there is a way to improve your return. As it happened with me at Soaring Eagle in Michigan on Mother's Day last year, that's what happened to me. But do what Paula did right after me and only play end of row slot machines. Me, I just played random slot machines and 20 of them, and I got a certain result, and it was less than I'd spent. And so I didn't have a positive return. But then Paula did it. She had been, quite a drive from home to, from her home to Soaring Eagle, and we had a chance to talk. And apparently she listened. Sorry, Paula. Apparently she listened. And it was also the first time that she'd been to a casino. And she decided to play end of row slot machines while doing the 5 spin method, and she made a profit. And where I didn't, and where I instead just played any available slot machine. So making this simple change from playing any old random slot machine with the 5 spin method to playing end of row machines will increase your return. Of course, your casino has to have the operating system which allows both the 5 spin method to work and the location, location, location strategy to work. Only if both work separately will combining them work better than either of them separately. So it's more than the sum of their parts. You've heard that before. Again, just to be clear, to combine strategies, you need to know how to perform each strategy alone. That's what the course is for. That's a given. That's but the deep end of the pool comes in when combining strategies very, very well. So it's simple to only use the 5 spin method on end of row machines, but location, location, location is more than just end of row machines. It's about highly visible machines. When I was at Firekeepers 2 weeks ago, there was many highly visible machines. They seem to make a point of it, but only the most visible machines were paying. Put another way, end of row slot machines are sometimes not selective enough. Again, how machines have been set up this way depends on your casino. It might be only slot machines at the edge of the casino floor facing the cafe, like at Horseshoe Indianapolis, or it might be at the biggest intersection, like at Firekeepers. On their Facebook page, I don't think, maybe you remember, Firekeepers has a Facebook page, and they showed a $19,000 win. It was like $19,990 some dollars. It was a $2.50 bet, and it's a cash burst machine, one of 3 machines in a row of the same game theme. And these are the ones that I was placing at the biggest intersection in Firekeepers. They were facing a carousel of Buffalo Beast. and a couple of those were facing towards these machines, and that whole intersection was just a hotbed. And so there's more to location than end of row slot machines, and that's my point. The machine had that $19,000 win 5 days after I was there. It was also on the night of a RV giveaway. It only has to happen how many times before you're pretty happy about it? Okay, so let's talk about combining other strategies with the 5-spin method. And lots of questions, great. And I think I caught some things. Yes, good. And so let's talk about the 5-spin method kind of alone. All right, it's really strategy. What is that? 8. Strategy 8 is the casino environment. Don't play unless you hear others winning. Don't play slot machines unless you hear others winning at slot machines, because how would it's luck based if you're waiting for lightning to strike just you. But if everybody's winning, like the other night at Mandalay Bay, last night at Mandalay Bay, and they were telling me it was just so exciting when they were contacting me saying, we're all winning here, thanks a lot, $20 donation, just ProfessorSlots.com, donate. The 5-spin method and the casino environment is a way for you to assess how it's going. I'm going to thank Magpie 11 for pointing out this way of using the 5-spin method. Sure, maybe you've used it already. Your casino. Maybe you know that the 5-spin method works, but if you want to assess whether it works today or tomorrow or 4:00 in the morning after a holiday, what do we have? April 17th is Easter and Memorial Day is May 30th. I'll try to give you a reminder before that happens, but morning after. In any case, if you want to check to see how the odds are during your visit at the casino, whether it's a good time or not, sometimes there's nobody there. It's 3:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning, and it's quiet because there's nobody there. And it might be the best time to play, but you don't have the people there to listen for their wins in order to assess the casino to see if you should play. Now, on the other hand, at the busiest times at a casino, Hard Rock Tampa, it's almost every time except like one night at 3:00 in the morning, Tuesdays. It's busy. And you don't need to do this there because you can hear the change. You can watch the slot the slot attendants run to the different machines, and you can see when they're busy. It couldn't get any louder. So this is really for when the casino is half occupied, where there's still machines that you can play a lot of them. And that's how Firekeepers was. It was almost half the machines filled on a Friday night, but it was heavy raining. Anyway, use the 5-spin method on 20 machines, 50 machines, and see if it's a good time to play. See if the casino is giving out wins. Minimum bets, all right? This is the test procedure for 5-spin method, not maximum bets, not the high limit room. Minimum bets, 50-cent bet, 88-cent bet, 90-cent bet, whatever the minimum is on the minimum denomination machine, and play a bunch of them and get an idea of whether it's worth your time to spend more than that $100 that you're spending. Possibly $200. It depends what your budget is and how many machines you play. But play 20 machines and see if it's a good time to play. This is a tool. The 5-spin method is, you're not checking to see if they have it because you've long since done that. You're there to see if, you're going to go home or if you're going to say, aha, I'm going to stay. And so this is a method. A strategy of combining strategies for you. And one of them is the 5-spin method, and the other one is the casino environment. Now, there's also I think it was before the show started. There was the comment right on YouTube about, and I answered it, but I also want to answer it here, which is, okay, do the 5 spin method. They found some success at 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning, but they were considering, really, what's the best mornings? Is it every morning? Is one morning better than another morning? Where should, which morning should I go? And I pointed out that I have videos about and Isaac has joined the show. He barked, my dog. So the best time to go in the morning is the morning after a big promotional event, the morning after a holiday. This is when the casino is crowded. There are failed events. There are failed promotional events. There's holidays where nobody goes. I don't mean those. I mean something that is crowded. And then they go to the morning after between 4 and 6. It's like stops at 6, starts at 4, 3:30ish. But over by 7, maybe 6:30. And if you just play 20 minutes during that time period or the whole thing, it can be very successful for you. This is 2 of my strategies, depending on what event was taking place the day before. Holidays are something that's national. Promotions, RV giveaway like at Firekeepers, that's the day before at that casino. Some casinos like Hard Rock Tampa, it's like every night they have something because that's how busy they are, or every Friday. Is on medium-sized casinos. So again, Easter is April 17th. Memorial Day is May 30th. That's holidays, national holidays. If you go the next morning, let me know. If you remind yourself to come back to this video, or just send me an email. I'd like to hear about your successes. But if it's a crowded promotion, it could be last night, but it's already too late today to go because it's past 6 a.m. But is tonight a busy night at your casino? Then tomorrow morning is an option. A lot of casinos are so busy every weekend that it just becomes a regular thing. I used to think that people would not want to come in at 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, particularly if they have to drive like half an hour, 45 minutes to their casino. But it turns out a lot of people are up early. And it's not really a problem. So let's take a look at questions. I have more to talk about here, but I want to try to get caught up on some of this. Okay. Let's see. And lots of conversations between people. All right. So Mark Chill says, does the odds of winning change on the amount you put in the machine? I have found that to be true. Now, there's 2 ways to change the amount you put into. Wait, you're not talking about the amount bet. You're talking about the amount you put into the machine. No, because what does that even matter? You had a voucher, you spend $20 and the voucher has $300 or whatever. No, there's no changing the odds depending on how much money you put into the machine, because that's the best way I know how to explain this is it takes too much thought. Okay. If a casino is going to do something, it has to be automated. And if it's not automated, it requires a person, and that person has to be paid. And if you think about how many people would need to service 3,000 slot machines, that's like a whole room, and they could make more money by having a room full of slot machines than they would by people trying to get money from you. They use that floor space for slot machines. If it's automated, the connection just isn't there. Some people will talk about how, if they did this, they would improve the casino's performance, but that's a misunderstanding. The casino performance isn't known until 4 hours later. So they could get themselves in serious trouble by, being under the legal limit, by by changing things so much to that they hurt their investors, and the investors get angry at what happened. Thinking that casinos are only trying to take your money is short-sighted. As it's as short-sighted as casinos that do that. They're already making money. They don't need to do this. They have a financial target, and they don't need to do this in order to be able to get more money. They can do things that are perfectly legal and don't require equipment that's expensive and people that cost money. No. I see no reason why they would ever want to do that. It's not cost effective. They make $180 million in profit, not revenue, profit. 1.8 billion, and they give 90% back, is 180 million profit per month in a medium-sized casino in Indiana. Can you hear it? My dog barking in the background, and your $100, your $20. How does that even compare? So I'm going to move on from here. And I think that's what you were asking. You could have been asking something else, which I think Chuck answered if that was the way you wanted to go. Magpie she's on the Las Vegas Strip. She's been at Virgin this week and had some luck there on the 5-spin and location. Looks like things are picking up after a really hard first couple of months of the new year on the Las Vegas Strip with last night's comments from Mandalay Bay. I thought about giving you a call, Magpie, and letting you know that they contacted me last night about Mandalay Bay. You might have been able to scoot on over there and see how it was going. And Leanne says, money management. Okay, I don't see a question. Was my cat acting up? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Bella, hello. And yes. Yes, Paula, your sister does mean well. Just by calling you my guard dog is, I understand that. And I did at the time. And Sandy says, your slot strategy has won me multiple hand pays in the last 2 weeks. I have a stack of tax documents now. Sorry? People have asked me, can't you just make me win, but under the $1,200? No, sorry. Let's see. Yes, Jason, you're right. Paula's busy. Right. Questions. Been practicing. Amanda says, been practicing your 5-spin method. Hit $4,800 and then $1,250 this week alone. Wonderful. But this is not happening in a vacuum. Anytime in the last 3 months. How long have I been saying April's going to be great? End of March, 2 days ago. It was bad at the first part of the year everywhere. You could have lightning-based, fully luck-based lightning strikes. But what we want to do is for the casino to say, okay, now people can win. And so you listen for that, or you watch for that, or you test for that. And that's kind of what we're talking about today's topic. I'm glad that people are now winning, and just watch out for, yes, Jason, I mentioned, thank you for sharing that win. And it's more than I knew. At Firekeepers, it was the third hit. It was $2.50 bet. It was the third hit. And that won $19,900. And at Firekeepers, that was amazing. Let's see. PNTD Black does the five spin work on the high limit as well as the regular slots? If it's working, it's working. All right. If the casino has it, the casino has it. If it's at a time when the casino wants people to win, then they do that for the whole area. So, you need to kind of, this is advanced stuff. You need to find a casino where it works, and you need to go at a time, not the first week of the new year, not even the first month of the new year, and go and see if the casino's paying out. And once it starts to, either by seeing other people win, people talking about it now, that sort of thing, that's when it works. Otherwise, just keep minimum bets and test. And that's what I would suggest. So yes, if it's working, don't go to the high limit room. I'm doing another video on a different video on that, where, why am I so afraid of going to the high limit room? People will say, and I say, that is the most natural thing in the world. Your body says, danger, danger. And that's why you're afraid to go to the high limit room, and respect that. Your body's trying to warn you. But there is a way to sort of process what's needed. First of all, if you don't have the money, don't go in. If you that you can't comfortably afford to lose. But if you want to go easy in the high limit room, you can go easy in the high limit room, or you just edge in and take it easy and don't be excessive on your spending. And if you watch for that, that's the sort of thing that you can do. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to talk about all my videos that are coming up. Okay. And comments. So Tina says, none of the strategies seem to work at Choctaw, Megastar, and WinStar in Oklahoma. You need to make sure it's not a bingo competition machine. It's not a class 2 bingo machine, because those have a different method. It's like Washington slots. It's got its own thing. And I don't live in Washington, but I was able to figure it out from a distance. I need to be, in front of a class 2 machine and learn what works on that, which is, a lot of things we're talking about here are class 3 machines. So not historic horse racing, HHR machines in Kentucky and other places, not Washington slots, where the class 3 machines are based on the scratch ticket lottery system that they have in place for that. If you're going to do this, stick with non-bingo competition style class 2 machines. You don't want to play those. You want to play class 3, and they're mixed. So you have to be able to identify them. Some manufacturers are VGTs. If it's bingo-based competition machines, it usually has a little bingo card display somewhere on lower right, upper left corner. And I'll come up with a strategy. There's none of these are near me, so I need to go and solve this for people wanting to learn how to win on class 2 bingo style competition machines. For now, my strategies, the strategies work on class 3. And so don't play those machines. Yes. And Tina was, the people were saying that to Tina before I got to it. Yes. I used to have co-hosts as my cats, but 2 of them passed away last year. And I got 2 rescue cats, and they are saboteurs. They haven't made themselves up to co-hosts yet, and may not. Okay. Let's see. I think I answered Linda's question by somebody else asking if it's, oh, right. So this isn't a high limit thing, but this is one of the other, what we're talking about today, which is the 5 spin method combined with something else. So I mostly use the 5 spin method at new to me casinos when I go on my casino reviews. Someplace I've never been before. It's one way to use this and see what 5 spins will give me. Now, as I go through them one by one by one by one, I will come across a machine that, I'm making a $2.50 bet, a 90-cent bet, and I just won $120. And I'm like, okay. I want to continue on this machine. I will pause the test procedure for minimum bets on the 5 spin method at this new to me casino, take out my money, which is basically how I keep track of whether I'm getting a good return on 5 spin method, put another $100 bill in to start fresh and evaluate that machine. So it's a way for me to evaluate a machine. This is fairly straightforward. This is, we're back on topic. That's what I do when I go to a new to me casino, because, if you learn the 5 spin method, you can go do that. But I'm throwing you in the deep end of the pool and I'm saying, combos. And that's been the case from the beginning. People say, but what if I come across a win using the 5 spin method? And I talked about, well, you want your cake and eat it too, finish the 5 spin method, then come back or pause and check that machine. But then, it's the reason you found that machine was the 5 spin method. So maybe you'll find other machines like that. So you don't want to stop, but pause is a good idea. I was in a crowded casino and I might not be able to get back on that machine. And I thought, now's the time to try 10 bets, 20 bets, 50 bets, 100 bets, and see if it's a winning machine. Each one of those points that I mentioned, that first win that caused me to stay is in the first 10 bets. And so I usually take it to another 10 bets, up to 20 total bets, and decide, am I winning? As Chuck and I discovered at a riverboat casino when I was in Missouri last year with him, he was like, it's only 2 bonus rounds. And I'm like, but the other 2 machines didn't have any. I would have preferred 3 bonus rounds. Okay, we'll find one that has 3 bonus rounds. And so you have to decide for yourself whether it's winning enough machine at 20 to continue. And then I check it again, give it a chance to play at 50. Decide again. Am I going to continue, or is it seem to be over, fluke, luck-based wins, or is it set to win? Which is it? Decide at 50. And then I go to 100 bets, which is 50 more bets, and make a decision. At that point, I'm like, I'm staying for a while. And then I just try to, as we extend into this, I try to say, well, I haven't really won in the last 10 minutes. So now I guess it's all over. And so I just sort of keep an eye on it. Once I decide, once I get to 100 bets and it won at 10, it won at 20, it won at 50, it won at 100, I'm like, okay, good to go. And then just watch for it to become a loser and then stop. I hope that is not too fast. Feel free to rewind and listen. Spammers, okay. Paula comments on the spammers. She says, Jiminy Christmas, dude, give it up. Yes. Okay. Slot Hunter says, tried high limit, did well first day, not so good second day. So what I was about to talk about, I've got 7 minutes left, was using the 5 spin method and then coming back a week later, because there's something about that time that is good when you first win, and you can use that to come back a week later and do the same thing. So that first day, what day of the week was that? Come back that day of the week, that time, and play through that same time. Obviously, not the next day, but maybe on the third day. So follow up on your successes. It would be great if it was like every day, but Mondays are different from Tuesdays. Not much, a little bit. Wednesdays are different from those two. Thursdays are different. Fridays and Saturdays are, again, very similar, but there are differences. Sundays, nothing until noon because everybody's going to church. And so every day of the week is different. So the first day that you win and you won was because of the crowd. And the second day you went and didn't win was because of the crowd. Something's going on where they schedule things for that day, and that day of the week is good to go. Now, if you went yesterday and, or the day before, yesterday was the first of the month. Day before was the last day of the month. Some people are seeing in their records that, by golly, if I go on the last day of the month, it's great. But if I go on the first day of the month, it's not. And this is kind of like what we saw with January being tough all over, tight all over for casinos, trying to win at casinos. It's just like that. They want to establish themselves for the month and their financial reporting, for their monthly financial reporting. And so they, make the odds low on Monday, on first few days of the month, just to have a good start on that month. Same way with the first few months of the year, to have a good year. And or the opposite. I think it's more people, casinos trying to not do the opposite, but to, get themselves ahead on their revenues for the first part of the year, particularly after the craziness of the last part of the year where everybody's going and, and just soaking that up from the people who went for first part of the year because they thought it would be like the last part of the year because they heard such excitement. And these are all, this is like the players card that we were talking about. How do we get more money from people? And having cycles, having April, people going on spring break, children's getting out of school and going on vacation. Everybody goes on vacation. It's a season. The last 6 weeks of the year, maybe a little bit more than that, Thanksgiving through New Year's is an awesome time at the casino. And thank you. There's Jason for paying it forward, a tip from Cash Burst winner. Thank you so much for the $50 donation, $49.99. It is helpful, seriously. It's, as some of you, as I've explained on my Thursday night group meetings, exactly how I'm like, okay, how do I make, last a month longer and this and that and the other thing. So there are a lot of questions here. I kind of talked about the last of the strategies that I wanted to mention, but to learn more about my 30 days to play slots smarter and win online course, currently at 50% off for a $100 savings, visit my website at professorslots.com/30 days. Then I'll show that to you here. There, as well as where you sign up here, and you can see the syllabus and all the different days and what the topic is and the course lessons, that there are course lessons and valuable. And so, you can watch all my videos on my YouTube channel, but it's getting to be quite a lot and it's more all the time. So this is where it's all structured in order. It's a convenience for you to watch this, and this, and this, and build it up. But of course, you can put the extra time in and get and just watch my free stuff. But it's much less organized because YouTube is like that. And not to mention just all the commercials. Somebody was telling me about trying to watch my videos and there's commercials. And I'm like, that's how YouTube works. That's the YouTube environment. So professorslots.com/30 days. The link is in the video description, for a complete description, testimonials, and the valuable bonuses you'll get free with the course. So, including spreadsheet templates for slots record keeping for income tax preparation purposes. But as we've been talking about here for gameplay analysis, come back a week later and, it's always like the last of the month. So, and let me remove that. So this is where you see that, and it's amazing what you can see when you start recording some of this stuff. So let me see if there's a last few questions. Irving, yes, please. How's the niece? I'm sorry if I missed your comment. You might have come in late. And the Mayo Clinic. All the best going out to you. Best thoughts. Please hope that things are well. And maybe at some point I'll be able to talk to you. So we were talking about this topic. Some of my ideas for the live stream come up from the Zoom meetings in the Slots Enthusiast Growth Network. And one of those members are here, Rodney, who you may know from my podcast. I interviewed him. And he said, "Hi, John, combined strategies you talked about during social hour hit a $970 major last night, not a hand pay, but I left with all of it." So, people say, "Can I please win a jackpot under $1,200?" And I'm like, okay, I was going to give you more, but no, I don't have much control over that. But it is great. So now maybe you want to know how to start combining my winning slot strategies. How do you want to now maybe you want to know how to start combining my winning slot strategies for better results. First, learn each. You can do that in this playlist right here, which will become available later, from my 5-spin method through taking advantage of casino promotions and holiday celebrations on the morning after and more. So click this playlist right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.